So here's the basic layout. I've got my action camera case right here that has a variety of mounts. This is the standard mount that you can attach to a tripod. It's threaded for 1/4 by 20-inch thread. And then all I did was I got a piece of Kydex, which is just a piece of polyester plastic that you can shape very easily with heat. Had a piece of this laying around the house that I used for making something else, and just drilled a hole through the top and put about a 90-degree bend in it, and that's essentially just going to attach to the camera mount at the top like that. And then I'm going to use some JB Weld quick setting epoxy to attach the cap of the follower to the Kydex right there, and then you just screw the follower on. I've seen some videos on YouTube of people making homemade chase cams out of plastic bottles, and they seem to make it a little bit harder than it has to be. I'm choosing a Coca-Cola bottle because I like the contours that are already in the bottle. They make it easier to trace out and cut the holes that you need instead of trying to measure around the bottle on a smooth bottle. So you can see how I traced out the lines that were already part of the bottle and cut these vent holes up towards the top. They're nice and evenly spaced, and it didn't take a whole lot of effort. And then I cut these smaller holes right behind them all the way around to reduce weight and help with the airflow. So now I'm going to go outside and give it a few practice throws and see if I can throw it different ways and have it still wind up going nose first. Well, my JB Weld idea didn't work out so great, so now I'm going to drill a couple of holes in the cap and my piece of Kydex and use some rivets to attach it. That way it won't pop off. This eye bolt is going to be my attachment point to hook the tripod mount to the rest of the follower. Um, this was the smallest 1/4 by 20 eye bolt that I could find at the hardware store. I don't need nearly that much thread, so I'm going to get my grinder and cut it off about 6 threads deep. You could use a hacksaw if you don't have a grinder. So now I'm going to take my attachment, put it on top of the tripod mount. I'm going to use a metal washer here to keep the eye bolt from tearing up or digging in to the Kydex plastic. And then I'll just make sure that's pretty straight, and I'll snug that up just like that. Now I just need to hang it from a line and take it for a little test run and see if it will stay straight when I'm driving about 25 miles an hour. And if it does, then I'm going to take it and hang it from my wing, and I'll do some kiting first, just to show you how it looks hanging from the wing, and also the dynamics of it as far as the momentum when it comes up underneath the wing. I don't want it to swing too far forward because I don't want to wind up in my prop. So I need to get an idea for how long the line needs to be and where it needs to attach before I strap on my motor. So I decided driving down the road with the camera hanging out the window was probably not the best idea. So instead I just suspended it here from my chin-up bar, and I'm going to use a fan to simulate the wind. I don't know how strong a box fan is compared to actual wind resistance, but let's give it a try. It looks like the tail does a pretty good job of straightening it out. As far as the back and forth swing and the momentum, I don't think there's anything that I can do about that, since it's going to be suspended from a long line anyways. But at least when I turned the fan on, it stopped spinning and was pretty much straight into the wind. So tomorrow I'll hook it up to my wing and take it out and see how it actually does in somewhat realistic conditions.
Johnny do when he got back from there, it didn't take him long. Got himself a guitar, used to play every night. Now he's in a rock and roll outfit and everything's alright. Don't you know? Johnny told his mama, hey mama, I'm going away. I'm gonna hit the big time, gonna be a big star someday. Yeah. Mama came to the door with a teardrop in her eye. Johnny said, don't cry, mama, smile and wave goodbye. Don't you know? Yeah, yeah. Don't you know that you are a shooting star? Don't you know? Don't you know? Don't you know that you are a shooting star? Then all the world will love you just as long as you are. Johnny made a record, went straight up to number one. Suddenly everyone loved to hear him sing a song. Watching the world go by, surprising it goes so fast. Johnny looked around him and said, well, I made the big time at last. Don't you know?